It's past midnight. The deck is tilting, and the freezing water is rising fast. Every choice now decides if you live. The unsinkable ship is dying beneath your feet. You are somewhere in the middle of the North Atlantic, and no help is close enough. You have less than 2 hours before this deck disappears into black water. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what it really takes to survive the sinking of the Titanic, and the one mistake almost everyone here makes first. The first threat isn't the water. It's the belief that this ship cannot sink, and that belief is about to cost hundreds of lives. But there is something deadlier waiting outside these walls, and I'll show you when it arrives. You step out of your cabin into a corridor that feels wrong. The floor slopes just slightly toward the bow. A steward walks past too quickly, telling everyone to put on their life belts. No alarm bells, no panic yet, just a strange, polite calm. That calm is the trap. Up on the boat deck, the band is still playing, and passengers are laughing about the cold. Stay with me, because the next 15 minutes are where most people lose their chance. Here's the truth Scout wants you to hold on to tonight. The ship is already doomed, and the lifeboats will only hold about half the people on board. That means every minute you spend hesitating, someone else is quietly taking a seat that could have been yours. The polite calm is killing them. You feel it in your chest first, that low, wrong hum. The tilt is steeper now. Your glass slides an inch across the table. Reality is arriving late. The first fatal mistake here is waiting for someone official to tell you this is serious. Nobody will. Not clearly. Not in time. You have to decide alone. The second mistake is going back down. Down for a coat, down for a bag, down for a family heirloom. Down is where the water is climbing the stairs to meet you. You choose up. Always up. Toward the boat deck, toward air, toward light. Every step upward buys you time the ocean is trying to steal. The corridors are filling with people now, moving in slow, confused currents. Some are still in evening dress. Some are barefoot. Nobody quite believes it yet. Third-class passengers, deep in the ship, face a different fight. Locked gates, unfamiliar routes, a labyrinth of steel between them and the sky. Distance itself becomes a killer. Above you, the boat deck is a strange theater. Officers loading lifeboats, rockets bursting white against the stars, and a slow, dawning silence spreading through the crowd. The lifeboats are being lowered, and many are leaving half empty. People refuse to step in. They believe the ship beneath them is safer than the tiny wooden shell. They are wrong, and this is the moment that decides almost everything. If you're offered a seat, you take it. Not later, not after your family, not after one more look. Now. Hesitation here is what most people don't survive. But say the boats are gone. Say you're still standing on a deck that's tilting harder every minute. What then? Because this is where the real killer arrives. The water in the North Atlantic tonight is around 28 degrees Fahrenheit, colder than most freezers. This is the true weapon of the Titanic disaster. The myth is that people drowned. The reality is that the cold did most of the work long before drowning ever had a chance to. Hitting water, that cold triggers what's called cold shock. Your body gasps involuntarily. Your heart rate spikes. Your muscles seize. Panic surges before thought. If your head goes under during that first gasp, you inhale water. That is how many are lost in the opening seconds, not to the ocean but to their own reflex. So here's what would give you a chance. If you must enter the water, you don't jump wildly. You lower yourself. You keep your head up. You control that first breath. You keep your lifebelt tight and high, so it holds your face above the surface even if you lose consciousness. In freezing water, floating ES surviving. What would you do here? Jump for a lifeboat in the dark, or stay on the ship until the last second? Tell me before you see the answer. Because the ship itself has one last trick left. As the bow sinks, the stern rises, and thousands are climbing toward the sky like it's high ground. It isn't. When the hull finally breaks, that rising stern will slam back, then tilt, then plunge. Anyone still clinging to it is thrown into the sea from a terrifying height. The safer play, if you're stranded on board, is not to ride the ship down. It is to move to the edge as the water reaches you and step off, controlled, low, feet first. Because being sucked down with a sinking ship is largely a myth for a vessel this size at this speed. What kills is impact, debris, and above all, the cold that follows. Now you're in the water. Life belt on, head up, breath ragged. Around you, hundreds of others are doing the same, and the second countdown begins. In water, this cold, useful movement lasts only minutes. After that, your hands stop obeying you. Your legs go heavy. Your thoughts slow into a strange, dreamlike calm. That calm is not peace. It's your body shutting down non-essential systems to protect your core. It feels almost gentle. It is the final warning. The fatal mistake here is swimming. Swimming burns heat you cannot replace. Unless a lifeboat is close and clearly coming, you don't chase it, you conserve. You pull your knees towards your chest. You hug your arms in tight. You make yourself small, floating, protecting the warm center of your body for as long as possible. You look for others and link arms if you can. Groups lose heat slower than lone swimmers. In the dark, staying together is a survival strategy, not just comfort. And you listen, because somewhere out there, lifeboats are drifting, and only a few will turn back. If you can call out when one nears, you have a chance. If you can't, you don't. This is the verdict of the Titanic. Who lives is not decided by strength or courage or even swimming skill. It's decided by minutes, by deck, by choice, and by cold. The survivors, overwhelmingly, are the ones who got into a lifeboat, not the ones who fought the ocean. The ocean here is unbeatable. The boats were the only real answer. So to survive this night, 3 things had to go right. You had to believe the danger early. You had to move up and out fast. And you had to accept a seat when it was offered. Everything else, the bravery, the last-second leaps, the swimming, was mostly luck stretched thin over freezing water. So would you have made it? Would you have moved when the corridors were still calm, or waited politely for someone to tell you it was time? If this one rattled you, the scenario on surviving one night alone on Everest is even more brutal, a different kind of cold, and a mountain that doesn't handheld lifeboats. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. New survival scenarios every week, and you should know if you could survive the next one. The Titanic didn't sink because the sea was cruel. It sank because people believed, for far too long, that it couldn't. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. A what-if scenario, not survival, medical, or safety advice. Never attempt anything shown here.